salvation and life. We are so glad that you could choose to join us today for our worship service, and we hope that you will be blessed through this ministry. May God bless you as we praise and worship our Almighty God.
Oh,
In our homes, wherever we're watching this program, Lord, we know that you are here, Lord. Our heart's desire, Lord, is that for you, you may come in our lives and change our lives, Lord. We thirst for you, we hunger for you, dear God. As a deer pants for water, Lord, our souls, Lord, pant for you. Our souls thirst for you, Lord. So, Lord, in this new day that you have made, Lord, I pray that you draw close to us, Lord God. That you will come close to us and change our lives, that you will change our intentions in our minds, that you will change our thoughts, that you will change our behaviors, the way we do things, Lord. I pray that you will change the situation in this nation, Lord. I pray that you will change the situation in our families, Jesus. Lord, we know that you have called us, Lord God, to be blessed, a blessed nation, Lord. So, Lord, we speak life into this nation, Uganda, Lord. Despite the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, Lord, we know that you are in control. We know that you can do all things because nothing is impossible for you, Jesus. So, Lord, we speak life into this nation. We pray that you take away this challenge, this mountain of COVID-19, Lord God. We speak healing into everyone that is watching right now and they are not feeling well. We pray that by your mighty hand you bring healing to them in Jesus' name. And so, Lord, we pray that for the rest of the message that is coming straight from your hearts to us, Lord, we pray that your hearts will receive them. And we pray that you change the way we think and you change the way we act and do all that we do. In Jesus' name, and then everybody say, Amen, 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 Amen. Wonderful. It is such a joy to be here with you today. My name is Abel. I'm just one of the servants here at Mityana. And it's such a joy that you could be able to join us today here, right there on Facebook, wherever you're watching from, whether you're listening to this in a podcast or on the radio. We're just so glad that you could be here with us today. Well, it is such a difficult season right now in our nation, and we're seeing so many challenges, but we just want to encourage you that the Lord is not over with us. The Lord is watching, and the Lord shall surely come through for us. So we just want to encourage you, just keep praying, keep believing that the Lord is in control and everything will be right on time. God works on his time. Amen. Greetings from our overseer, our Reverend Aoli. He's in Kampala and he's watching as well. He prays for you, he loves you, and he sends his regards along with his family, as well as the family of PHE Mityana. We're so blessed to have you join us this morning. Well, today we are starting a fresh new series called Growing Healthy Relationships. It's called Growing Healthy Relationships. And in a time where families are close together because of the lockdown, we find difficult challenges of families having to work together, husbands who have not been with their wives for a long time, having to be with their wives and having to be with their children, and relationships are strained because you are ever in everybody's face, and as a family, you might be watching this and you're struggling. Today we just want to start off in a teaching series called Growing Healthy Relationships. And all of us are in some sort of relationship. It could have, maybe you are in a family, you're a child of a parent, maybe you're a parent, you're a spouse, you could have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you could have just your friends, whatever sort it is. We know that you are in a relationship, and all of us are in a relationship. And our major text in this theme is going to come from Ecclesiastes chapter 4, from verse 9 to 12. Listen to what it says. It says, 2 people are better than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other person can reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble. They're in danger. Likewise, 2 people lying close together can keep each other warm. But how can one warm alone? A person standing alone can easily be attacked and defeated. But 2 can stand back to back and conquer. 3 are even better, for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. Friends, the text is telling us that God has not made us to be alone, to live life alone. God has called us and has purpose, and His desire is for us to live with one another in harmony, to encourage one another, to love one another, but also to help one another. And that is the desire of our God. And that is the desire and the design of our being created and all this world to be. Because everybody can never be an island. Everybody has been created to be with someone, to walk with someone, for someone to help them in one way or another. And so this series is going to be focusing on how we can grow healthy relationships. Even in this difficult season, how can we grow healthy relationships within our families? How can we grow healthy relationships at our workplaces, in our schools? Maybe some of us are studying online and it's difficult for you to get along with people who are studying online and you find yourself clashing. But how can you grow healthy relationships? As a boyfriend, as a girlfriend, in your spouse, in your family, how can you grow healthy relationships? And the real gist of the whole point is that we need to grow healthy relationships, and one person cannot just walk alone like Ecclesiastes told us today. Well, today we are going to be specifically looking at the author of relationships. Where that relationship comes from, how did it even start, why is it so important that everyone should have someone in their life to walk along with them? Where does relationship originate? In Genesis, we see the beginning of the world, how God created everything that we know. And God is in Himself a relationship. He is God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Within Him is a relationship. In fact, I would like to read what happened in the beginning so that you can really understand where this whole relationship thing comes from. Genesis 1, from verse 1 to 2 says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep waters. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the surface of the earth. John 1, from verse 1, says that in the beginning the Word already existed. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He existed in the beginning with God. God created everything through Him, and nothing was created except through Him. So the Word became human, verse 14. So the Word became human and made His home among us. He was full of unfailing love and faithfulness, and we have seen the glory of the Father's one and only Son. Friends, in the beginning, we see that God has existed in relationship. We see God the Father speaking life into being, creating things through the Word that He speaks. In John, we see that the Word is Jesus Christ, made in His dwelling in human form when He came to the world and was born by a Virgin Mary. We see that the Holy Spirit was hovering over the waters in the very beginning. So God has always been existent in relationship. And so He has always also wanted for us to have a relationship. In fact, when God made man, He saw that it was not good for Adam to be alone, and He put him to sleep. The story says that out of him He made Eve, his wife. Out of man He made woman. Because God knows this one thing, that relationships are important. And relationships are vital for us to live and to thrive and to have our being in this world. He knows that relationships is the key for us to live a successful life. God knows that when you have bad relationships, your life is poor. God knows that when you have good relationships, you will thrive and you will do well in this world. In fact, Matthew 6 tells us, somewhere in Matthew 6, it tells us that if the light that is inside of you is bad light, then how can you see anything? So the people that you walk with, they used to be a saying that, show me who you walk with and I'll tell you who you are. Because everything that happens around you, your behaviors, your habits, they are shaped by the people around you. And this is why this is very key. The importance of relationship in our family, in our workplaces, in our very lives, wherever we're watching from, whatever our life looks like. Relationships are very, very, very key. So God created Adam and Eve there in His own image. In fact, we have to see that in Genesis 1:26. Then God said, let us make human beings in our image. Remember, God is in relationship. Let us make human beings in our image to be like us. In other words, to have relationship like us. They will reign over the sea, over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth, and the small animals that scurry along the ground. God has made us to have relationship with one another, just like He is in relationship with Himself. God does not want us to live individual lives, do our own things, and feel like we can do anything just by ourselves. That is not what God's design has been for us, friends. God's design has always been for us to live in harmony with one another, to pursue fruitful and positive relationships. And God has commanded us that, hey, if we are like God, in other words, if we are in good relationship with one another, then we can be able to carry out some mandates that God has called us to do. Because God has called us to be stewards of the earth that He has given to us. He has given us reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the livestock, all the wild animals on the earth. Friends, we are in control of all these things God has made for us, but we can never do it individually. We all need one another. So if God is the author of relationship, then if you are living an individual life and you look back at your life, how can you live an individual life anymore? If you truly want to succeed in life, you need someone to walk along with. In fact, Ecclesiastes tells us that how can two people walk together unless they agree together? So it is very key, this issue of relationship. And over the next couple of weeks, we're going to look at how we can groom the relationships that God has given to us. How can we relate with one another in a godly way? How can we maintain healthy relationships? How can we have healthy boundaries where there needs to be boundaries in a relationship? But the question that I have for you today, and I hope that you think about this even as we go along in these teachings, I hope that you will think about it today, but also in the coming weeks. How is your relationship with God? How is your relationship with God? We see so many people dying of this COVID-19 and every other thing that can kill anyone. We do not know how many days we have. We cannot know them. David tells us in Psalms that, please help me number my days, Lord, so that I may live a fruitful life. I hope that that is your prayer. But I hope that as you're praying that prayer, you also ask yourself, how is my relationship with God? How is my relationship with my Maker? Is it a good relationship? Is it a poor one? Am I running towards Him, or am I running away from Him? Am I listening to Him and obeying what He's telling me to do? Or am I being disobedient and doing what I want on my own because this is my life and this is all there is to life? And so many people think that way, that this is all there is to life. There's nothing more to life. That you come here, born into the world, you live and you die, and that is it. Friends, that is a life from the pit of hell. There is eternity. There is a life longer, way longer than this very life you live. Whether you're living 60 years or 70 years, whether God will give you 90 or 100, whether you die at 20 years old, there is another life after this. But the question that you should ask yourself every day of your life is, how is my relationship with my Maker? Because one day, friends, you're going to be face to face with God. And He's going to ask you, how did you live your life? How did you live your life? Were you running around doing your own things? Were you running back to me? Because, friends, God desires a relationship with us. God desires that you and I may know Him fully, that we may run after Him, that we may accept Him just as much as He has accepted us. So, friends, as we conclude today, I want you to think about two things. One, how is your relationship with the people around you, in your family, your close friends? How is that relationship? But the second and most important question you should ask yourself is, what is my relationship with God like? How am I relating with God? And friends, the good news is that John 3:16 tells us that for God so loved the world, you and I, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever, it doesn't matter what you've done in the past, it doesn't matter who you have been moving with, whoever, it doesn't matter what you have been doing the minute behind, but whoever believes right now, whoever believes in his Son shall be saved and shall have everlasting life. And friends, that is a promise that we dwell on as Christians. We know that God has sent his Son, not just to die for us Christians, but to die for everyone in the world. Everyone that you have a relationship with. That auntie, that uncle, that person that has annoyed you so badly, you just want to hit them in the face every time you come close to them. Whatever they have done, every person that you have a relationship with is precious and loved by God. And God has a plan for them, and God sent his Son to die for them on the cross. So friends, think about the question, how is my relationship with God? How can I make it better? Talk to your Father that today you will start living the way he desires for you to live, so that you may live a fruitful and an abundant life. So friends, even as we close this message today, you might be there and you're watching. You have been going through challenges. Maybe you think about a relationship with God and ask yourself, but how can God sit back and watch all these things as they are happening to me? I can't believe in him. You might be there and you feel like you're far away from God. You feel like God will never be able to save you. Or you might be there and you have wandered away from God. You need to recommit your heart to Jesus. Friends, I don't know how long you have to live. We do not know the time. We do not know how many years God has given to us. But God has given us an opportunity to always come back to him. And right now is an opportunity for you. Jesus loves you. Jesus gave his life for you so that you may have a relationship with God the Father. God's desire is for you to live an abundant life through his Son, Jesus. And if you're that person, and you know in your heart you need to recommit your heart to Jesus, you need to give your heart to Jesus, you need to make your relationship good and better with God, you need to say yes to him. Just repeat these words after me. Say, dear Jesus, thank you for loving me. Thank you for pursuing a relationship with me. Even when I am unworthy, even when I feel I am far away, your goodness chases after me. So I pray that you will forgive my sins, Lord. Wash me with your precious blood. Write my name in the book of life and remove it from the book of death. Help me live for you all the days of my life. Come into my heart, Jesus, and change me to the person you desire for me to be. In Jesus' name, amen, amen. If you have prayed that prayer, we're so glad that you could be able to make that prayer. In fact, the Bible tells us that whoever makes that prayer in faith, believing in their heart and confessing with their tongue, the heavens celebrate you, because once you are lost and now you are found. In fact, you can write to us right there on the messenger button. Let us know how you feel. Let us know the decision that you have made, and we'll be able to write to you and pray with you and walk with you on this new exciting journey in your relationship with Jesus Christ. And from us to you, we just want to wish you a lovely, lovely week ahead, and we just want to hope and pray that the Lord will go with you, that His face will shine brightly upon you, and that His countenance will be upon you. May His peace be with you, and may His peace give you joy everlasting in Jesus' name. And we say amen.